heading out towards surf right now. It's extremely foggy this morning. Well, I can't say that. It's not sitting on the road. But it is thick up in the sky. It's kind of deceiving. When I left the house, it looked like blue skies. Well, it looked like we were getting close to blue skies, but the further west we come, the thicker fog gets. We got a while to go till launch, 2 hours at this point. At least. That's what SpaceX and 805.life/launches said. Oh, actually, 805 hasn't updated yet. I thought it did. I was wrong. But we are on ocean right now, heading westbound towards Surf Beach. See what it looks like out there, and then we have to decide where we're going today. The fog's pretty damn thick. Right now the launch is scheduled for like 8:30. That typically doesn't give the fog enough time to burn off unless it's like in the middle of summer and it's hot. So we might have to take a trip to the top of a mountain. And been irritating the wifey, because that's a lot of gas. And a pretty good amount of driving to get where I'm thinking about going. It's not like days away or anything like that. It's just in the morning the drive's a pain in the arse because there's people coming up and down the mountain, and the people that work at the top of the mountain don't know how to drive the mountain. But we'll see. I could hang out right here and surf today because you can see pretty far offshore right now. I don't know. Oh, of course, Ocean Park is empty, but that's the ocean out there. Yeah, you can't see the pad. So, we're coming around the corner right now. Yeah. See? Nothing out there. You can't see the pad. You can't see Slick 3. 1, 2, 3 RVs. Alright, we'll just go down. Who is it? Is it? Yeah, it's him. That's the only good thing about coming out here as much as I do. I know the police that are out here. So this is Surf Beach parking lot. Where's that one from? South Carolina. Let's do the California, Washington, Montana. I got family that live up there. Washington, Colorado. Can't see that RV. They're backed in. El Monte. They're from LA. What's that? I can't read their location. No. Yeah. So probably not here today. Alright. So it's all foggy there. Can't see the pad. Can only see about a mile or so on base, which is interesting because looking that way in front of us, that hillside you see way out there, that's twice as far pretty much as we are from the pad over here behind me. Behind me, you can't see crap. Alright. So I think it's pointless. Let's see. I gotta keep an eye on the timer because it's gonna take me approximately an hour to get, let's see, 45, an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes to get to the top of where I'm considering going today. What are we at? We're at 220. Last time I checked the cam, we're gonna have to go above both ranches. Live streaming, which means people are going to be watching me drive up the mountain. Oh, decisions. It's 6:15, so it's like I'm going to work. I'm going to sit here quietly for a minute, folks, and think about this. Thank God there's only 2 of you here to listen to me or not listen to me contemplate where to go. And be a good little view. It's going to be much further away, so we'll only be able to see a dot, but it is a nice little drive to the south coast. The only problem is the cameras on top of Refugio are not pointing the right way. They're all pointing north. I don't want to look north. I want to look south. Cybertruck. And we got, what do we got? 2 hours. And that'll put us at an hour. Maybe we will run up to Harris Grade real quick just to give people an idea of what it looks like up there. By some, I don't know, unless Mother Nature decides to stomp her foot on Lompoc and push all the fog out. The plan right now is to drive up to the top of Refugio. If anybody's ever been up here, you know, we have our State Beach section, El Capitan State Beach, Refugio State Beach, Gaviota State Beach. About going up Refugio because I just went on, before I started driving around, I was on the, what is it, Alert California Watch Duty app, looking at the webcams, and Harris Grade's fogged over. I could barely see the prison hard left over here. You can see it. You can see the lights, but you can't see town. It's too foggy. I almost think we just start heading. Yeah, we're not going to Harris. We're just going to start heading toward Refugio right now. So, yeah. Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. The three of you. If you don't mind hitting that like button, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, turn on the notifications. I think I'm just going to start putting that we're going to go live an hour before launch. But I'll just start the live stream whenever. I forgot what time. I think I scheduled this one for 6. I'm not sure. But that's the hard part. I scheduled it for the last one. I know I scheduled it for 6. The launch got pushed back, so I ended up, do we want to try it out? But yeah, I ended up going live an hour later than scheduled, but an hour before launch. And that's the hard part, because when they move the launch times around, it's like, I don't know. I don't feel like going in and out and editing, because I could editing the time, because I could be there, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 times doing it. Which is interesting, because lately with the launches, especially these morning ones, they're scheduled for 7, and I don't think we've had one go off right at 7. Well, let me rephrase that. The window opens at 7, and the first scheduled launch time that I have seen up is 7:30 for the last couple morning launches. But then inevitably they get moved. Coming back into Lompoc now. We're not going to drive all around Lompoc because we're heading to the south coast, South County. I'm going to have to look it up because I think Santa Barbara County is the only county with a true south-facing and a true west-facing beach. I have to look at a map. And I don't include bays. I just mean straight open ocean. Because everything above Point Conception, for the most part, points due west. Pismo Beach, Halama Beach, Surf Beach. And then you get in between all the ranches, bays here and there. But then if you go down to the south, the South County of Santa Barbara and Ventura County, their beaches point due south. And now, if you're coming up for a launch at toward the end of the month, I think it's the 3rd week, we will be having, they need to change the name of it. It is called the Flower Festival, but we don't grow no flowers here anymore, so it's kind of pointless to call it that. We used to have a Spring Arts Festival. That was actually pretty cool, but now we don't have that. The Flower Festival is like it's where the festival people come back for. When we first moved up here, it was free to get in. You just walked in the park, ran into everybody. It was kind of cool. Now they charge you to get in, which I get it. They got to pay for it, but at the same time, ever since they started charging, I think my wife and I have only gone once, maybe twice. But it's not what it was 10 years ago. And there's all kinds of other stuff going on in Santa Barbara County starting this week pretty much. Well, actually starting a couple weeks ago, because you got last weekend, right, was the Elks Rodeo, and then Memorial Day weekend, and also in Santa Maria was the West Coast Customs Cruise Night and Car Show. Cruise Night's on Friday, Car Show's on Saturday. And I love that weekend because I drive a lot. And that particular weekend, I like to hang out by the freeways and watch all the cars coming up the highway. You see some pretty badass cars coming up. Driving. Some are trailered, but most of them drive up, which is awesome. Clean Air Express, shuttle bus down south. MCI. Johnny, do you sponsor this bus? You're the only MCI that I know of. Right here to our right, O'Karen's. If you look closely at their sign, they have the Firefly logo on it. That's where all the Firefly people stay when they come. And then up on 8th Street, we have the Hilton Garden Inn. That's where most of the SpaceX people stay when they come up. If you want to buy a Foster Freeze, that one back there is for sale. It does pretty damn good business here in town too. I used to be a contractor for him, but I'm 6'4" and somewhere around 300 pounds. I can't climb up in their hood system anymore. I could do hood system yoga, but just not in theirs. There's our Home Depot over there, the screen left. We need an Ace Hardware here. If anybody works at Miners up in San Luis Obispo, tell the bosses to come down here and build an Ace Hardware. I'd rather shop at Ace than Home Cheapo. Alright, so we've just turned on to Highway 1. We're behind the Clean Air Express, obviously, the shuttle bus that goes down south. Takes people to work. Now, we've got plenty of time till launch. So, I'm not going to cruise this road, but I'm not going to haul ass at the same time. I'm just kind of going to looking for animals. I always look for animals when I'm on this road. If I remember, when we get down here further, there's a spot in the road where I've been seeing this buck. Pretty nice big buck too. Down here in the grass. It's still a ways down. But yeah, this is Highway 1, a beautiful drive. Kind of pay attention for animals when you're on this road. Like I tell people, the road doesn't move. It's been laid, it's not getting up, and it's not going to move on you. So as long as you know where the road, you know, look ahead for a few seconds. And then look out your windows. Ooh, excuse me, see if you see anything. What we got going on? And don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. Holy Jesus, folks. Good morning, Miss Franco. Good morning, JC. Who else is here? That's it for now. The two hardcore watchers, thanks for joining us. Well, Rosa, I know you're all, or Miss Franco, I know you're always up this early. I think better with noise. I don't know why. Well, the location right now is Highway 1 southbound. Headed toward the ultimate destination is somewhere on the top of Refugio. I might have, well, no, I can't because I'm live streaming now. Yeah, we're going to have to get a, I could use this one though. Gonna say I might have to make a phone call to get on the property, but I think that's got to be cleared. I got to make several phone calls. I got to call Santa Barbara, and then Santa Barbara's got to call Ventura, Simi Valley to be exact, and then Simi Valley's got to say yes or no whether I'm allowed on the ranch. And then, quite honestly, if I call them today, they're going to be like, oh, cool, you're coming up to do our fire extinguishers. No, I'm in my personal truck today. And I'm not in a hurry. I got plenty of time to take my time. Unfortunately, I got a job tonight at a grocery store. And I refuse to work when the customers are there, even though my boss wants to. I don't. All I need is one of these bougie-ass San Ynez people to walk underneath me and my dumbass drop something on them. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Or even the black water from my fire sprinkler pipe sprinkle on them. Oh my God, what is this? Yeah. So, we're going to go do this, and then I get to go home and try to get some sleep. Get a few hours of sleep before I got to go to work tonight. And this is the interesting thing about this drive, folks. This is our morning rush hour. Now, what time is it? 34? So I'm usually on this road about a half hour ago. And about a half hour ago, you drive in a long line of cars. But then if you leave, I was going to go by the house. If you leave like right now, then you're stuck in the in-between traffic. Where you're not in a long line of cars, which is a little bit nicer because when you get in those long line of cars, there's usually two assholes that like to pass everybody on oncoming traffic. You know, they woke up late or whatever, and now they're in a hurry to get to work. And that's kind of irritating, because they'll just hammer down until there's oncoming traffic, and then they'll just force their way in, which usually I like to close the gap if I see them coming. I like leaving a gap like what you see in front of me right now. But then if I see somebody hauling ass up the wrong lane and just trying to pass everybody, I'll close up my gap so they can't cut in front of me. I know I shouldn't do it. Leave them enough room to get in. I do sometimes. Uh-oh. Setting up the road destruction stuff. Now the interesting part, I think it was right in here. The road fell away, and I think it was 2 CHP officers or one. They were, I don't remember. I kind of want to say I think it was one died. The road sloughed away right there. It doesn't look like it's very high or steep, but yeah, it's steep. But right here, where is it? Kind of repaired it right here, right there, and right here. The road is falling away, and then Caltrans keeps coming and putting glue on it to keep the water from going down the crack, but it only lasts for a minute. Right there is falling away. If you look closely, you won't be able to see it in the video, I'm sure, because I'm going too fast. But if you look along the shoulder in some spots, you'll see big black cracks. That's from the road sloughing away. There's actually, we're going to be going through a construction zone right here where they're repairing it. And they've been compacting new dirt in there, terracing the area so it doesn't slough off as easily right here. And this one's a little bit more dangerous because it's right up against the bridge. Everything right here to the right, where those wooden framing is, you can maybe you can see the bulldozer down there. Maybe you couldn't. Not 100% sure. But we are heading southbound on Highway 1, just going over El Oro Creek. The other crazy thing is, so if you look at the shoulder, everything looks really overgrown right now, which is going to be very interesting in a couple weeks if they don't start mowing, because it's making it really hard to see if there's any deer on the shoulder of the road right now. But usually, starting last week and going into this week, they usually have the mowers out here mowing the shoulders of the highway. But this year, they're not, because there's no AIDS ride. If you live in California between San Francisco and LA, especially if you live along the coast, every year they used to do an AIDS ride from San Francisco to LA. And they would come, they'd stay a night in Lompoc, and then they would pedal their asses right here down the side of Highway 1. And Caltrans used to come through and trim all this growth you see on screen right. All these tall grasses would be mowed down. So I guess they could see up here a little bit further where I'm going to point out where the deer normally is. field up here where it all depends on what time of year it is. Sometimes there's deer, sometimes there's pigs, every once in a while there's coyotes, but poachers. I should have got, there they are. Oh no, that's not them, they're back. My best friend finally took his final load of crap yesterday, so he no longer lives in Lompoc, but him and his wife planted sweet peas along this highway. So every once in a while, the right time of year when I drive down this road, there's a big group of blooming sweet peas, and it's kind of cool to see them. This is another field right here, the screen left over that way, that the deer and the pig like to hang out in. I don't think the pigs are going to be down there right now. It's kind of long. The grasses are long down there. They're usually down there when it's short. The grasses are shorter. Oh, we're getting close to the fog burn off. See, this is the only thing that sucks, folks. I'm leaving Lompoc, and who knows, maybe Lompoc will clear up. But, alright, I'm not going to sit there and wait and see, and then, oh no, it's not burning off. Okay. So right here, the screen left, there's this field. I got to keep an eye out for traffic behind me. There's currently nobody behind me. No bucks. No buck out there today. At least I don't see him. But right up here around this bend, right where all this really long crap is right here, this is where they used to set up for the AIDS ride break area, all right here to the left. I mean to the right. They would line up all kinds of porta potties out there, a snack table, a water table, yeah. It was a money-making night for Lompoc, that's for sure. Friday nights, not every Friday night, but Friday nights my wife and I typically go have dinner at Toro, and one of the waitresses would become a shuttle service. She would ride over to wherever they were staying for the night and pick them up, and sometimes she'd bring them over to Toro. Sometimes they'd go elsewhere. Kind of fun just going into Toro with all those people there. Those people. Alright. Oh look, they are mowing. See the mower over there, screen left? They started 2 weeks late, or a week and a half late. Unless they are doing the AIDS ride this year. I heard last year was the last year they're doing it. I don't know. I haven't heard anything recently about them pedaling through town. Let me check the webcams real quick. Oh, this one doesn't have money. What? Yeah, it does. Over there on that other hillside, underneath where it's kind of a little bit brighter, that is Gaviota Peak Trail. There is a hot spring over there. You just got to be careful, or you got to be willing to stand up for yourself and put your foot down. It's how do I say it without sounding like a complete asshole? Who cares? Let's say it like a real dickhead. The gays like to go up there and turn the hot springs into a dating scene. My son and I, when he was in high school, hiked up there, and some dude was up there fishing, and he was like, yeah, why don't you guys get in the water? Like, what the hell, dude? Put your clothes on, for one, and quit fishing for a minor and an adult. So yeah, every once in a while you got to be careful. You can just be like me and tell them, get the beep out of here. And then they get all defensive. But yeah, right over here, there's that road sign going across the highway over there on the northbound side of the freeway. Just to the left of that is the parking lot for it. And you got to pay. Or you could park over here on the right side of the screen, which is free, and then you hike along the freeway right here, and then up here at this wide spot that we're going to be coming up to, there's a tunnel. Not a tunnel, well, yeah, technically it is a tunnel, but it's a drainage ditch that you can stand up and walk through, and you walk underneath the freeway. And then there's a trail on this side, screen left, where it opens up. You can park over here on screen right, go down right here along this bridge, go under this bridge right here, and then on the other side there's a tunnel. It's actually a drainage tunnel. I think it was built in 1932, the concrete says. I can't remember, but I think this little alcove we just passed right now on the screen right, I think that's where the Spanish treasure's buried. And then you're not going to be able to see it. There's cars behind me. We're on the freeway, so. But up around this next right-hand bend, right behind that K-rail, is the old rest stop for Highway 101. I don't know, you guys could rewind it and try pausing it, but there's a bench made out of quarried rock from right there, and then there's like a little table. I keep saying I'm gonna hike to it, but I've asked a couple Caltrans people, and they said, be careful, it's dangerous. Like, no shit. And then over here, the screen right again is what's known as the Wind Caves. That's a cool hike. Just be careful this time of year. There's snakes everywhere up there. And then you got almighty Gaviota State Beach right there. My grandkids and I popped the brackish water, and I got in trouble. I got a call from Fish and Game saying, hey, you know you destroyed habitat? Like, no, I didn't. No, I did not destroy habitat. What I did was I got all the fishermen to come fish off of the coast right there. There was a 6'7" 7-gill shark caught, 2 40-inch halibuts, like 3 or 4 angel sharks. Somebody caught like a 50-something guitar, 52-inch, 53-inch guitar fish. Yeah. People were catching all kinds of cool fish, big fish, off of Gaviota after we popped the brackish water. The kids thought it was cool because there was no creek. The creek was dammed up by sand, and I showed the kids how to pop it, and I don't know, within 5 minutes the It had eroded away probably 8 to 10 feet down and 20 feet across of sand. It was cool. And then my wife's ex-coworker was there, and they didn't really get along. And the next morning I got a call from Fishing Game, and I was watching him. He was up. There's a pier that's no longer in use. There's a ranch back there called Hollister Ranch. I think it's the biggest private ranch on the West Coast. Might be in all of the United States. But, you know, movie stars and rich people, very, very, very rich people. There's some broke-ass people out there, too. But a lot of rich people live out there. And they've kind of shut so there's a pier out there with a boat launch. You can tug your boat out there, and then they strap it and drop it in the water for you. And then everybody would head west, because from Gaviota Beach west is essentially closed. And you got, like, I don't know, whoa, as the crow flies, you got like, what is it? 30, 40. I think it's 40 miles as the crow flies, dead west of land. And then you turn north at Point Conception, and you got another 60 or 70 miles, something like that, as the crow flies, of private land or base land. So there's a long way to go between back there at Gaviota all the way around. So, and there's a bunch of bitchin' ass surf spots and fishing spots. So people take their boats out there, drop anchor, and then paddle in the surf. But if you touch the beach, you're trespassing. So yeah. Oh, look, Downey, California. That's where I was raised. Clearbrook. That's off of Stewart and Gray and Garfield. The dairy. We're still on Highway 1, heading southbound, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Don't forget to share this channel to your friends, and turn on your notifications. Today we went live a little bit earlier than expected. And here's Vista Point right here. It's typically a homeless shelter now. It used to be a cool place to pull over and whale watch. You can watch the whales. Oh, they must have cleared it out. Wow. And then right here, screen left, there's going to be a left-hand turn lane. There's currently a dump truck waiting to go across traffic. That's our dump. Like our major dump. And then you have, like, you know, the beach, screen right. Right up here, the screen right, is where, right up here, where it gets all cleared, right there, and those big old pylons are standing up. That's where the Earth decided I don't want to be here no more and slid down to the ocean and took the train tracks with it. And then I think it took them a week to recompact the dirt, relay the train tracks, and reopen the area. This is another homeless shelter. That's another cool beach, Tahigas Beach. It's technically part of the state beach system, which means if you're going to go there, you typically need to get a state beach pass, and you can park there. But I've never been hassled, at least during the day. I've only been hassled at night. Years ago, I used to fish this area a lot, but I used to fish it from sunset to like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And your day use permit ends at 8 o'clock. So they'd come down and be like, hey, you're not allowed to park there, but I'd keep my beach pass on me. I'd buy an annual one every year. And I'd keep it on me, and then when they'd come down, I'd show it to them and be like, look, I know it's day use. I'm not staying all night. I'm leaving midnight, 1 o'clock. We'd usually walk off the beach at midnight, which meant by the time we were back to the truck, 11:15, 11:30-ish, by the time we loaded up and left, 1 o'clock. This is our new construction zone because they're rebuilding the bridge here. It's actually going pretty quick. I thought it was going to take them a lot longer to at least start laying rebar. I used to live on this road. We're probably going to pass where I used to live. So if you're watching this at home and you know where I used to live, please do not, oh look, there goes the ranch. Please do not put that. All right? Now, when you get off the freeway and you're going to go up the hill, here's a little secret. This road sucks. So go in the middle like this, because there's a big ass bump right there, and then right there, and then one more right here. See, we caught the edge of that one. And then here you go, the underneath of the construction. See, parents, tell your kids to get in the trades. We got iron workers, framers, crane operators, which are the guys that throw the rebar down and tie it. And then you got the iron guys who set all that iron up. I still haven't figured out why they got the frontage road closed. But yeah, the trades are booming. Don't go be a computer tech. Do that for fun. But if you want to make money, go be a tradesman. America is dying for tradesmen. All right, this is going to be interesting. Hopefully, oh, you know what we'll do? Let me make sure we should be hooked up to the Starlink. The Starlink is on and running. I don't know if you guys could hear the fan from the plug. And this, unless you lived on this road and you know what's going on, even if you lived on this road, you do not want to haul ass on this road. I used to. My dad would be up there at the ranch, and there's a spot where we used to live where you could see essentially the stop sign that we just went through back there. But you could see it, And when I would come home on Thursday nights, he would park up there on top, and I would sit there, and he would hit the high beams on the truck or turn the headlights on in general. They're tearing up the lemon trees. Or no, these were avocados right here. But he would hit the lights on the truck and time me how long it would take for me to get to the bottom to where he was sitting. And I think the fastest I ever did it in was like 10.5 minutes. That's at night though. There's some advantages to hauling ass up this road at night. I could see headlights coming. And at night, not a lot of people are on this road, especially nowadays. This road used to go all the way over to San Ynez, but what, 3-4 years ago now, when we had those back-to-back winters of storms, a big-ass section of the road on the backside, because once you get up to the top of this road, it turns to dirt. And then for 3.5 miles going down the backside, it was dirt. Well, there's a big chunk of it that washed away, and from what I'm told and what I know, I am the last person who drove over the road in a vehicle. A couple people told me, nah, dude, it's not passable. And then one guy told me, yeah, you'll make it. You're a good driver, you'll make it. And then I got up to the part where the road was washed away, and my passenger side tires were on a sheer cliff, and then my driver's side tires, both of them, front and back, were hanging out over the edge of the road by two you not, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a big guy. I have this thing at work called Fat Guys in Little Places, because I like to crawl into tight spots just because my boss, one of my bosses is a little guy. Don't worry. Here. Shit. Dad, if you're watching. We just went through the bottom of the canyon here at Refugio. We just passed Circle Bar B Guest Ranch and riding stables. You could rent a horse and they'll take you to the top of the mountain. It's kind of cool. What's going on here? Hang on. Oh, it's behind. East behind. That's a nice little boat that guy has. Now, this is what I typically call the stairway to heaven. I forgot, it's been years. I looked this all up when I lived up here. I did not plan on coming up here today, folks. So I don't have any notes for up here. And once we get to the top, we're stuck. This road is destroyed in most of it, so you can't haul ass up it like I used to. Holes everywhere. When the Amgen tour was still around, I emailed them a couple times saying, hey, you guys need to do the tour over Refugio Road. Make it like the Tour de France, where they get to ride some dirt road and some paved. You know, and they would typically stay in Pismo Beach for the night, or start the race in Pismo Beach. We're talking about the Amgen tour now, the road race. And they would race from Pismo Beach down to Ventura. And they would go over the 154, the San Marcos Pass. Oh, they redid this part of the road. Nice. Very nice. But I wanted them to go over this road, because as you could tell, what is it? This turn? Yeah, this turn right here. Watch this, how steep it gets. Oh, the fun. Woo, right here. Woo! Oh, I don't think the viewing area is going to be out of the fog. It's all right. This is the part of the road my wife hates, because you're literally on a cliff. And we're just going back and forth up it. That's why I like calling it the Stairway to Heaven. A lot of little historical stuff on this little road too. This used to be not the road itself, but this canyon used to be the canyon that the inland Chumash used to come over to hang out with the coastal Chumash. And up at the very top there was a amphitheater, and I honestly think it was a tribal amphitheater where they would send smoke signals across the channel to the island Chumash, and they'd communicate. I want to try going up there to see if I could clear it out again, but there's reasonings why I can't, and that's why I'm not mentioning where I used to live and work and all that, because you can't. So it's not clear enough yet. We'll go from this side because the fog is here. There's this little roundabout up here, and we'll no, but see, then you guys don't get to see anything. We're really close to being at the ceiling of the fog. Hang on, let me see where we're at time-wise. Hang on, let me go back up and read some of these comments before we move along. Move along! Ah. Miss Franco, did you really see me drive by? Whatever that is. Thanks JC for staying on top of it. Yeah, I was down at the bottom of the canyon a few minutes ago, and it's heavily tree covered, so I guess because I'm underway, because I'm driving, the Starlink couldn't connect as easy. I'm sure if I was stationary, we probably would have got some service, but because I'm moving, that ain't happening. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Miss Franco. You're probably going to get vertigo with me driving up this hill. There he is. Good morning, Eagle. Glad you made it. Okay. All right, don't comment anymore. I'm going to start crying if I see your fucking name come up on here. Sorry. Yeah, the fog monster's swallowing me up right now. God dang. So we got an hour and a half to go. Hour and 22 minutes. And we're almost up there. All right, well, you know what that means. We're just going to keep driving further up the road. And I don't know what I can and can't say. Got to do my burnout in here, like usual. I don't think I've ever pulled out of that roundabout without doing a burnout. Yeah, quick story about myself. I don't know how honest I want to be, but I came up here to hide. My dad was working up here at a guest ranch. Oh, a rabbit. And, oh, see, we're already out of the fog. You see that? Literally just pulled out. Ooh, there's a deer. There's a deer. Can you see him behind the post right there? All right. Well, maybe the shifts have changed. All right. But yeah, so I wanted to get out of LA for a while. I needed to get a lot of interesting people. Had the Mooney cult come up. That was interesting. And then we'd have these people called Healing Odyssey come up. That was, I don't want to say depressing, but it's like cancer survivors and cancer, women cancer patients. But then at the same time, got to put out a house fire, save the mountain. That was fun. Got to build a ropes course. Giant swing that swings over a canyon. All of this stuff is closed down because the new people that maintain the ranch, anyways, they don't allow people on there. That's why I keep trying to get a hold of Chumash people and other important people to try to get them off the ranch. And let's reopen the ranch as a park. You give me 1 year on that ranch and like let me have the youth authority prison camp come up, the boys come up and clear some trails and clear some brush. It'd be an awesome park to come hang out at. And we are on Refugio Road, heading north up the mountain. That's why we're up here today, folks. Because when I left Lompoc about 45 minutes ago, it was essentially covered in fog. Couldn't see anything. More deer. Oh, yeah, this road is horrible. Gonna be funny if I get a message from my boss. Hey, since you're on the mountain, can you go by this job and take a look at it real quick? Yeah, see, back when I used to haul ass up this road, it was not rough. Stretch of good highway, good road. I can't really stop right here, folks, or else I would and show you guys the view, but this is a blind corner, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know how I feel about people turning or stopping or any of that on a blind corner. Can't really see anything right there. And now the sun's, another rabbit, the sun's at the perfect angle to blind me as we're going up the hill. And I especially don't want to stop anywhere around here because women drivers. Oh, they put new asphalt over there. Oh, that's what, last time I was up here, they were redoing this part of the road. And over there on the left, you can see the new asphalt. That's what they were doing. The guy tried to build a concrete house up here. It came, and let's keep going. And let's keep going. Going up here. Don't forget, if you know me. Holy, what? No way. Oh. I need to make a phone call. What? Okay, it's 7:30. Hang on, folks. I got to think out loud for a second. They did re-asphalt the road. What? What? Oh, no. Oh, no. All the way over to the 154. But when you get way up here, you can't go no further because unless you got a 4x4, because it turns to oh man, sorry folks, I just saw something that technically it's breaking the law, but I'm not going to say anything. Unless they change the occupancy use of it, which I don't know. Okay, so hang on. There's the San Ynez Valley out there, and as you can see, the blanket of fog just hanging out. You can see down there in the canyon where it stops. But that's all fog as far as the eye can see. Sorry about the sun. And like I said earlier, we're going to be a lot farther away from the launch than usual. It's been quite a few years since at least a handful of years since I've been up here to watch a rocket launch. Man, I can't believe they're locking the gate. Let's see. Turny, outy up here. Alright. Now we're gonna stop at that one. I think there's one more up here. I did a lot of walking around up here. A lot. This is, I've told my kids when I die, they got to bring some of my ashes up here and some of my ashes down at the beach down below and spread them. Because I love it up here. I work up here at least 2 or 3 times a year. And it's beautiful up here, man. All right. So this is looking west toward Lompoc. Once again, fog as far as the eye could see. Oh, don't tell me it's not going to let me zoom. There we go. So you have that little hillside right there. That is down by Alisal. Then you got those ones way out there. There's one that's kind of sticking up further than the rest. That's down by, it's about, I think that's Trans Peak. When we're in Lompoc and I point out the wind turbines and stuff, And then there's a peak behind it with those round satellite tracking bulbs on it. That's it. So we're actually a little bit further than that, obviously, because the pad's further. But this is where we are right now. West Camino Cielo. Up above. Oh, they repaved their road too. Where is it? Where'd it go? Right there. I wonder if it's the same people. Like, I know a lot of stuff about the top of this mountain, and I don't know what I can and can't say. So we just won't say anything. See, I think if this is going to be an insider for my friends watching, I think if we have somebody up here keeping an eye on that right there, center screen. I think if we have somebody standing right here, I could find it, what I'm looking for. I'm going to end up getting myself in trouble. I don't really care, though. Because those of you that know me pretty much know what I'm talking about. I used to live up here, and I found some really cool things. One of the things I found, there's something on the internet that everybody thinks is it, but it's not it. I found a different one. But it was 25 years ago. I didn't have my camera on me, so I didn't take a picture of it. And I've been up there several times since I moved back up here, and I haven't been able to find it. It's a giant rock, that's all I'll say. But there's something very distinct about this rock. So I kind of want to find it again, so I could prove to everybody that I'm not crazy. And then I think if I find that rock, they'll give me access anywhere on the ranch, because it's like, oh wow, we've never found this. Yeah, well, I did, because I get out and pound the pavement. I'm gonna try to find a spot up here to pull over, give you guys a decent view. And Dad, if you're watching, you'll notice that they've pea graveled the road. They never came and hot tarred it, they just pea graveled it. Oh, shut up! Whoa! We still got a little bit to go until launch, right? Oh yeah, we still got an hour. Right now is when I wish I was using the second phone, so I can make a phone call, and instead of going further away from the launch, I could go the opposite direction, which we're going now. But we're not going to, because then I'll be in trouble. Sorry folks, I'm kind of trying to pay attention to the road and well, the sides of it really. We're on morning time. Animals are out moving about, looking for breakfast. So I kind of want to see if there's anything roaming right now. And since we have an hour, sorry babe, but we're probably going to go all the way up to the antenna towers, give everybody a good view of the area, Once we get up there, that'll give me an opportunity to read the comments, hopefully, that everybody's been leaving. Don't forget to leave a comment where you're watching from, folks. I'd appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and most importantly, don't forget to turn on your notifications. Head over to 805.life/launches for all the up-to-date launch info. Hopefully, it's updated. Last couple times I checked it, it wasn't. And don't forget, there is a PayPal. PayPal.me/Vandenberg Rockets. If you'd like to donate to the cause. Damn. We're way above the fog now, folks. If you're a flatlander and you've never driven up a mountain, it's pretty cool. I love it. Especially this road, because you go from sea level to like 6,000 feet in about 10 miles. How about this one? Nah, too soft. We'll get stuck in that one. I'm not in the mood. I'm by myself. I'm not in the mood to try to dig myself out. And if you can't tell, we're out of the oak trees now. Once we get above back there, we go from nice, thick oak tree area to this chaparral, grassy area. And then here in a minute, we're going to be to the pine tree area, which only lasts for a little bit. I honestly think those pine trees were planted there as some sort of marker for either the Spaniards or the Indians or the Chumash to, have a point of interest so they could see them. If you know what you're looking at, you could see the pine trees from the highway. Back in the day, there weren't all these invasive species until the Spaniards got here and started throwing down eucalyptus trees everywhere. Eucalyptus trees and mustard seed. Ooh. And they made a new trail to go around the closure. Keep in mind, we're just driving up the hill. We will, I can't say we will turn around and go back down. We may just park up here at the top. We're going to be considerably further away from the launch than I want to be, which means the live stream, you guys probably won't be able to see it as good. But sometimes it's not about the launch, it's about the journey. Oh, that sounded cheesy, didn't it? But yeah, we are on West Camino Cielo right now, heading up the mountain to Broadcast Peak. You guys really want to have some fun, go over to the Watch Duty app, the app that I use to monitor the weather conditions. And I think all the cameras are pointed north right now. But I've done it before with my best friend. I drove up here after work one day. I had to work up here on the mountain. So I decided, yeah, I'm going to drive up to Broadcast real quick. And I think he was at work. And I told him, hey, go on to Broadcast Peak cams. And yeah, and I was like, you see that truck in the corner? And I started waving. It's like, oh yeah. I see you on the live cam. That's a cool little ranch right there. I did the sprinklers on something in there. I can't remember. Sorry for those of you that get road sick or just dizzy watching me drive up the road. Oh, chipmunk. Uh-oh. Oncoming. That's a real dumb spot to park, but hey, what do I know? He's just waiting for me to come through. I've hiked all the way up here to Broadcast Peak from where I used to live up here. Not on the road. Over the screen left, there's a air quotes off-road trail. That if you know how to get there, all you got to do is go on Google Maps and look it up. It's not that hard. You'll see the main road lit up like a road, you know, the yellow line over the top of it or whatever. And then to the north of the road, you'll see a dirt road. You can actually somewhat see it right there on the, well, you really can't because of the sun. But right there on the hillside's the road, the trail. And I am by no means a motorcycle rider or any of that, but a friend of mine bought a motorcycle and some quads, and we came riding up on that trail from the backside, from the San Ynez side of the mountain. From what I understand, you can still come up the backside on a motorcycle or a quad. If you come up in a side-by-side, it has to be a smaller one, because where the road washed out, it's pretty thin. It's maybe 4 or 5 feet across. So if you got anything wider than 4 feet, you may want to really consider not driving up the backside. And I felt bad for the county because they came up, put all kinds of work into that road. Made new creek crossings with the switchbacks where the creeks go across. Typically when it would rain, it would just go over the road, and they put new drainage and all kinds of stuff. And then the next year, the road slips away. And then they hung a sign at the bottom of the road that says, "Road is closed. The county no longer maintains the road. Drive it at your own risk." And I've hiked halfway up it. I haven't hiked up to the top. Just because, I don't know. I'm getting older and I just haven't been hiking like I used to. There it is. I can see Broadcast Peak. We're about, I don't know how many minutes, 5 to 10 minutes away now. What do we got? Oh, we're under an hour for launch time. Probably gonna, I can't say that. I was gonna say we're probably gonna go back down the hill a little bit and park at one of the spots down there. But at the same time, I don't know. Days like today is when I wish I had the 600mm lens. Because granted, it's not going to get us right out to the rocket, but my 250 can't zoom in that far. So even with the 250, it's just going to be a little speck. But if I had the 600 would get us a little bit further out there. But the main reason I wanted to finish driving all the way up here is once we get up here, it's a beautiful view. The fog's gonna kind of screw us. That's all right. Whee! Back when I used to live up here, I owned a 94 Ford Ranger. We're going up the hill right now, so it's a little bit different. But the way the drainage works up here, like right here, this dip, that's a drainage dip. So all the water flows that way off of the road. Well, when I used to live up here, 6 years ago, I used to use those as jumps. Yeah, almost got hurt real bad one time. Yeah, we almost ran, not head on, but passenger side on concrete wash way up here. I wonder what's going on. But almost ran into a gigantic boulder that was hidden by grass. We missed it by 4 inches. And if we would have hit it, yeah, it would have been all bad. Whee! So that right there where we just turned off, that's the start of the off-road road. You can go on YouTube and look up West Camino Cielo or Santa Barbara off-road trails, and there's been a lot of people doing this trail lately, camping up here, and there's past Broadcast Peak. Oh. The antenna tower's over there. If we go, I won't go any further past those because I'm not in a 4x4. But if we were capable, there's overlooks out there, and you could. I don't know if it's legal to camp, but I know people do it. What are we at time-wise? Just under 50 minutes. Took us like 20 to get up here, maybe. Oh, I wonder if there's a ship close to shores. Oh no, that's probably no. There's a weird stack, like a fog stack out here. That one a little bit too fast. So now this is the fork in the road where if you go to the right, if you go down that trail right there, that's the road, part of the trail that goes all the way across to Highway 154, the San Marcos Pass. But come up here, when I lived up here, I would drive up here from the ranch I lived at, which is obviously further down the hill. And this is where I'd make my phone calls home, call the wife, you know, check in with her and the kids. unless you know what you're doing, I highly suggest and advise do not drive this road unless you feel comfortable driving craziness like this. And if you're just tuning in, this is West Camino Cielo, Broadcast Peak area. If you go on to Watch Duty app or Alert California and find the brush fire cameras and go look up Santa Barbara County and Broadcast Peak, there's a good chance you're going to see me on the easterly facing camera. And now, hang on, we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there. We will be in about 5 seconds. Oh, they got crap there. We are officially at the summit of the mountain. This is the summit. One second. Whoa. Nope. Gotta watch out for snakes up here. Let me just grab it from here. So, you see those cameras right there? Right there? Those are the Alert California cams. So if you go on to Watch Duty right now and find those cameras, you'll be able to see me up here. This is looking north-ish, northwest. Oh man, you could really see the rock quarry right now. Lake Cachuma is down there under the fog. And then over this way, Santa Maria is up in that direction. Lompoc is in the fog straight out that way. And let's go down here a little bit more. I don't want to roam too far because I kind of want to get back down the hill a little bit. But look, you can see the rock quarry real good right now. They're really putting in some work down there. So if you ever come up here and drive the 154, that's where the rock quarry is, across from Cachuma. There's the road we just came up down there. All right. Keep an eye out for snakes. And then we can come over on this side. There's a little bit better view of looking westerly toward Lompoc. All the fog over everything. And then that's the Pacific Ocean out there, covered with a blanket of fog. And then the Channel Islands out there sticking up above the fog. Yeah. Welcome to the top of the mountain. I used to hang out here a lot at nighttime. When you're up here, the city of Santa Barbara is down over there. Right now it's covered in fog. You can't see anything. But yeah, you can see the lights from Santa Barbara up here. You can see the planes leaving Santa Barbara Airport. Oh, somebody's been working up here. They've been tugging new lines. All right, let's head back over to the truck. Thanks for joining us on this trip today, folks. But this is what the top of the mountain looks like. Okay. What are we down to? 40 minutes. Plenty of time. 43 minutes. Let's head over to the chat real quick. Yeah. Where are we at? There we go. Gonna close my eyes. And then, good morning from Bayside. Yep, see? Overcast in Riverside. Thanks for joining us today, Renee. Yeah, it looks like the fog monster's a little bit everywhere. It's not because of you, Miss Franco. It's because my best friend moved out of town. See? Look, I'm getting emotional. Woo! Just thinking about it right now. Yeah, it is time for breakfast. I don't want to say what for breakfast because I went to the donut shop. Super overcast in Westminster. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going into fog monster season, folks. May gray, June gloom. You know, it's going to be hard to see it for a while. Yeah, I don't want to keep the secret, so. Oh, my finger. Rosa, look, UFO. Woo! What? Here it comes again. I see it. I see the UFO coming. There, see? UFO. Man. Can't believe I'm almost crying on the live stream. Just thinking about it. Asshole had to move on me. Alright, let's get a little stretch in right quick. Okay, here, let me show you guys something real quick. So, the sun's up now, right? I wish I could rewind like 5 minutes on here. But if you look, the fog is starting to burn off now. You can see a little bit more of the hillside over there. And it's opening up right there in the center of the screen. If I'm not mistaken, that is like the north end of Solvang, out by Ballard Canyon and all that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's starting to burn off there. But it doesn't mean it's burning off at Lompoc or anywhere out there. Usually it doesn't. Fog monster season. I've said it a couple times in past videos. Fog monster season, it usually doesn't clear up in Lompoc until late morning, mid-afternoon, we'll say. All right, did I hit all the comments? Elliot, I'm currently on top of Broadcast Peak, Refugio Road north till you get to the peak of the mountain, the summit of the little canyon right there, Refugio Peak. Then you turn easterly and take that road another, I don't know, 10 miles or so. Here, let me... just restart the trip. See how many miles it is back down. But, all right, before we leave, one last thing. Let me make sure the timers are correctamundo. 38:51. Yeah, close enough. They bumped it another 20 seconds. All right. Well, hold on tight. Don't let go. I'm going to take you on a whole new show. Woo! 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 That's what I'm saying, folks. If you don't... I'm not saying I don't love my truck. I love this truck. But this truck has been through a lot with me, so... What the heck? Oh, that's what's coming loose. Okay. That'll work. I'm not gonna... Oh, oncoming. I feel sorry for these guys. I gotta come up here to work. Rocket launch! Rocket launch at 8:40.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's why I'm up here. But make sure you're looking that way to see it.
Oh, cool.
How long does it take you guys to get up here?
From the bottom of the mountain, probably 45, 50 minutes.
And how long are you guys working up here? Are you guys pulling 10 hours up here or just
Yeah.
have fun?
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
Long Beach? You guys are from down south?
No, we're from Corona.
Oh, close enough. I grew up down there, but I live up here now.
It's a lot nicer up here, I'll tell you that.
That's why I left LA. All right, have a good day. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Those guys are going to be climbing the towers right now, hanging cable. I did that work for a hot second. I hated it. I was building cell phone towers for a hot second. The only thing I liked about that job, oh, see, that would be a cool spot right there. But we're way the hell out here. Yeah, let's just go back down to the bottom. Let's go back down as far as we can. But that spot back there looked good. Yeah, but I used to build cell phone towers for a hot second years ago. And the cell phone site was 27 miles south on Barstow Road off of the 40 or 15, whichever one we got off on. You went 27 miles south on the road, and then you came across this dirt road, and then we'd have to turn easterly on that road. You drove for 2 miles on that road, and at 2 miles you should be able to see the antenna site up against the hillside, and it was another mile back to the antenna site. And the cool thing about that job was we had I don't know what her official title was, but she came out and she gave us a 2.5 hour presentation on desert tortoises. And how if we saw one within 5 feet of the road, we had to stop and let it cross. No, don't touch it. If you touch desert tortoises, especially during the summertime, it's essentially a death sentence because their defense mechanism is peeing. I guess this is all what she told us. Their defense mechanism is peeing because it smells horrible. So it'll scare animals away. But the problem is once they pee, if they pee enough, all the water, they essentially dehydrate because they just peed out all their water they need to survive. So, and then I think it was the next day I was driving back to the Momo, and I saw a black dot way down the road. When I first saw it, it was on the oncoming side of the road, and then I noticed it was at the center, and then I noticed it was on my side of the road. And by the time I got to it, it was on almost to the shoulder of the road, but it was a desert tortoise that was probably the size of a smart car. It was gigantic. That was the first time I'd ever seen one. Whoa. See, this is why my wife won't come up. See, I can take this at about 30 miles an hour and hit it. Wow! Get some air. And now we're back to the road. Spot that we just passed, if you come up here in winter after a rainstorm, that's usually an ice pond right there, because it gets really cold up here on top of the mountain, and if we've had any rain, there'll be a gigantic puddle right there. And then if you come up here early in the morning, which that's when typically I would hike this area, is somewhere between, I'd leave my house at 7, get up here about 8:15, 8, and then hike around here until noon. So you can kind of see the trail right behind this yucca plant. Oh, I can't see it now with too much of an angle. Uh-oh, more cable. So here, this is what I was tripping out on earlier, folks. So if you look down there, that'd be funny if I knew one of them. You see that patch of fog that's sticking up? I think that's the oil refinery, the Las Flores Canyon refinery down there. I'm not sure. That would be hilarious if I stopped and talked to these guys and I know one of them. 6 degrees of separation, folks. And when you live up here in Santa Barbara County, it's more like throughout the whole county, I'll say it's 4 degrees of separation. When you get into Lompoc, it's like 2 degrees of separation. It's kind of funny. I coached baseball this year for my grandson's Cap League team. And Saturday we had the team party. And there's a parent I was talking to all season. His wife was not officially the team mom, but she made a great team mom, helping out when she could. Anyways, he comes up to me at the party, and I service where he works. So we just figured we knew each other from seeing me go in and out of the building. And he comes up to me at the party and he goes, "I got it. I figured it out." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, I know where I know you from now." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, your stepbrothers." Like, wait, you know both of those guys? Known them since I was 7 years old. Your younger stepbrother, him and I used to play on the same soccer team. The older stepbrother, we go camping all the time together. And I guess he was he was talking to the older stepbrother, and was like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." And the older stepbrother goes, "Oh yeah, I know who that is. That's my stepbrother. His dad used to be married to my mom." So I was like, "No shit." Like, yep. So yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of weird. Look at that. Look at that view, folks. That's why I always like coming up here. Because there's times of the year where, you know, fog monster. So you come up here to the top of the mountain and you get above it. Because where we lived, we were right smack dab in the middle of it. So we would go sometimes days. Unless we left the mountain, we would go 2, 3, 4 days without seeing sunlight. Or if we did get sunlight, it was like 2 hours, maybe, and then the fog would roll right back in. You see it creep down the canyon, and then once you thought, oh yeah, we're gonna get sun for a little bit, it turned right around and start creeping right back in. That was the fun of living up here on the mountain. Alright. So the road's a little bit better up here, folks. So if you get motion sickness, vertigo, or anything like that, I don't know, close your eyes, change the channel for a second, I don't know. Because I'm going to go down a little bit faster than most people would appreciate. Because I'm not going to say we're in a hurry now. But we're down to like under a half hour to go. And I got to get back down to the spot where I want to be. Mainly because we're just further away. I want to be a little bit closer. Again, thanks for tuning in, folks. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share, tell all your friends and family about us. Make sure to turn on the notifications if you're enjoying watching this, because it's not like I'm a hard schedule. Oh, today we're gonna go. No, it all depends on what's going on, what time the launch is, where I'm at. Got lucky today because I don't have to work until tonight, which sucks, but whatever. Okay, need a little bit better view looking northeast because the pad is above us. Man. I was kind of hoping I'd see a snake sunning itself right now. this and that. Oh yeah, the fog is burning off big time now. For all I know, it's clearing Lompoc now. Miss Franco, can I get a... I'm not going to be able to see it until I stop. But can you give me a weather condition update? Is it foggy out there in Lompoc? How about everybody else watching? Go ahead and give me an update what the weather conditions are in your location. Are you going to be able to see the rocket launch? I used to hang out up there on top of that too. That used to be a really cool spot to hang out and look around. Because it's a 360. It's kind of like the antenna towers, just no antenna towers. There used to be one of the kids from the valley, San Ynez Valley. When you live up here, you refer to San Ynez as the valley. Bougie ass people. But one of the kids brought up a couple couches and plopped them up there on the hill because the kids from the valley would come up all the time and, you know, party up there. So I wouldn't sit on the couches because they were out there in the elements for God knows how long. But it was cool to just hang out up there. Like right now it sucks because of the fog, but back in the day I would hang out up there and I would watch the boaters, especially during daytime. You'd watch the boaters out on Kachuma, watch where they're motoring around. And then you just turn your head a little bit and you go watch the tankers going through the channel. You get to see a lot of cool boats go through the channel sometimes. Now with the Starlink launch or the SpaceX launches, you get to see a barge go through every once in a while carrying boosters and fairings. Close to where I think we're going to stop. And then I'll have to get everything set up. And we'll go from there. No, right there. Once again, folks, thanks for tuning in. We are currently on West Camino Cielo heading down the mountain now. We drove all the way to the summit just to get a view above the fog. Couldn't really see anything because of the fog laying over everything. Couldn't see any like landmarks like Lake Kachuma or anything like that. And now we're making our way back down to wherever I'm going to park. But we're just trying to get a little bit closer so maybe you guys can see something. I just, you know, I missed the last launch. The fog was too thick, so I didn't get to see it. So I'm jonesing to see a rocket. So we came out here today. Plus, I don't have to go to work until tonight. So I'm kind of playing around. going to be bright sun-wise, so it's going to be somewhat hard to see this launch. But it's all right. See, when I used to live up here, this is not the part of the road bubble. I'll demonstrate. Let me just find a little bit straighter section. As you come down the road and you get a head of steam going, meaning you start picking up speed. Here's one right here. And then you hug the ditch. Why? And you take air. Yeah, see, I think we go back up, because this is just going to be in the way. All right, folks. How much time do we have? 14 minutes. That hill's in the way. Oh well. I like this spot. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to point the camera back in the direction we were going. So I'm gonna park the truck above. I bet you I can make it up there. Come on. We got a few minutes. Lost the Starlink dish. Wonder if there's a way to turn the heater off on it. My heater's on my dish right now. I don't need it on. It's not cold. That way it'll save some of the battery. Back and forth, and back and forth. There used to be a little turnoff right up here, but when they threw all the new base on the road, they buried it. And now that I'm going up the hill, I can't see the angles. I think that one back there was it, folks. And this isn't like Ocean or Central or anywhere down there where you could just pull off on the side of the road and say, all right, this is a good spot. Because it's a small road. What about right here? Yeah, you know what? Maybe right here, folks. Oh, yeah, this one's gonna work. This one's gonna work. And we're down to minutes. Yeah, we only got minutes to go, so. First thing you do before you get out when you're anywhere around a place like this, you hang your head out the window and see if there's any snakes close by. I don't see any. All right. I should have told those guys working on the antenna towers, go to 805 life / launches and watch my live stream. Now, if you haven't heard me say it already, we are much further away than normal today. Usually we're right around Lompoc. Today we are on West Camino Cielo, above the south coast of Santa Barbara County State Beach area. Right now where I'm at, I think I'm right above El Capitan State Beach. See, you gotta be careful walking around up here because now I got picas in my shoes and I'm wearing my hookahs. Let's go ahead and shut up. Thanks for sticking around and watching, folks. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, turn your notifications on. Go over to 805.life. Sign up for our email list, 805.life / launches. Sign up for the email list to get notified when the next launch is and when I'm going live for the next live stream. Oh. Okay, so that's right there. Now, what do I want to focus on? Let's go with the teepee. Okay. Where is it? Top of the road. Right there. Okay. Nope, turn back on. All right. Yeah, we're considerably further away today, folks. So we may get to see something, we may not. Here, let me go. Let's go over this way a little bit, because you could see more and more, and the launch is coming from that direction anyways, over yonder. UFO, yeah, it's gonna come up from over there, right of those hillsides you see way over there, way out there. 9 minutes and 37 seconds. What do we got going on here? I told you to close your eyes if you get motion sickness or any of that. The fog's burning off quick in the valley. While we were coming down the road, all that was visible was that hillside right there. And now you can see more and more of the ridge lines poking up. Oh, South Central LA. How's the weather down there? Miss Franco, we're stopped now. We are set up, ready to watch Booster 1088's 16th launch go. Yes, West Camino Cielo. I'm up on top of West Camino Cielo. Now I'm just below Broadcast Peak and west of Broadcast Peak, east of Refugio Road. Just pulled over on the side. Oh, look, thick in Ventura, still foggy in Lompoc. No, Robin, we won't be getting, well, I don't know. I guess I'll listen for it today. Typically, we don't get a sonic boom. Downrange, Ventura, Camarillo, parts of Malibu, all that, they'll typically get a sonic boom when the rocket's going up. When it breaks the sound barrier, that sonic boom sound wave comes back down to the ground and you can hear it. That would have been up at the Broadcast Peak. That would have been something good to listen to, which is behind me a little bit. But no, typically, unless it's a return to sender, especially around Lompoc or anywhere like that, you will not hear the sonic booms because it only happens when it's going up, when it breaks the sound barrier, and then it happens on return to senders. Yeah, so I am up on West Camino Cielo right now, where you have the camera pointed west toward the rough direction of the launch. Looks like they've cut a new trail up here too. You have to do some inquiry about that. Wonder what I can see. Yeah, Miss Franco, you probably are right. I probably should have packed a lunch today and just stayed up here on top of the mountain for a while. Okay, there's broadcast. I mean, Trans Peak. Yeah, we're further away today, folks. So it's not going to be the best view, but it's not about the best view with my page or my channel. It's about just where you could see it from. You know, if you're a adventurous, off-roady type of person, and you don't care about being super close to it, you just want to have some fun with your friends and family, you can come up here on West Camino Cielo, get up there near the top, camp out overnight or whatever. This is my goal when we go back to, you know, night launches, is to be up here for a night launch. Because when you're up here for a night launch, it is beautiful. You see the rocket come up from over there, and then, well, a few years ago, when they were doing the landings right off of Ensenada. So it was kind of cool watching the rocket go. You could see landing burn and all of that. I'm sure now that they're further offshore, I'm sure you could still see the landing burn and all that from up here. But it's kind of cool when you're up here watching it because it's all nice and clear and beautiful. and you could see damn near forever. But thank you to the people that are still here watching me live. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, turn your notifications on. Head on over to 805.life/launches /launches to get updated on what's going on in the world of rocket launches. Well, only from Vandenberg though. Go over to paypal.me/Vandenberg Rockets if you'd like to donate any money for me to get a better lens or a second phone to live stream all of this. SpaceX is down to 3 minutes and 14 seconds. And that's, oh, look, you could just watch the fog burn off right now. First, it was just that little crest of that hilltop down there. Now it's pretty much the whole valley. You can almost see the coastline through it now. On the ocean side of the hill, the fog is still pretty thick. But on the inland side of the mountain, it's starting to burn off. See, the screen left is the ocean. Over there is the ocean. And over here is the San Ynez Valley. And don't forget, if you're thinking about coming up for a rocket launch, go on to 805.life and look at all the different events we got coming up. We got Old San Ynez Days and San Ynez Rodeo coming up. Santa Barbara has their fair. Lompoc has the Flower Festival coming up at the end of June. So even though Pale Blue Dot Ventures still hasn't even broke ground on Space Camp, there's plenty of other stuff to do and enjoy if you come up here. All right, we're down to 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then over on not quite all the way screen right, you see the brush coming down the hillside right there. I'm assuming the rocket's going to come right up in there somewhere. We are going to zoom in a little bit more once I see it. Because since we're so far away, I should be able to zoom in some. Let's just try it right now. And then we'll look for it. We'll go like right there maybe. We should be under 1 minute to go now. Yep, 52 seconds to go. 52. 45 seconds to go. I don't have enough hands. And then you back up right into the picas, cabrón. Something's in the bushes. I hear the pitter patter of feet. All right, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff. And it sucks too because the sun's up, so it's brighter. It's going to be a little bit harder to see. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, hang on. There it is. Oh. Oh well. I forgot to hit record on the Z50. So I guess we're just stuck with still shots. There it is. Come on. Come on. Zoom back in on it. We're losing it in the fog or in the clouds. There goes Max Q. Okay. Well, now we lost it in the fog again. This will be kind of cool to see if we can hear. We got oncoming, that's for sure. All right, I lost it in the sun, or not the sun, the sky. All right, folks. Well, oh look, look. There's the Max Q plume. But let me put you down here. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Yes. If you look hard, you might be able to zoom in and see the plume from the pad. Because I can't see anything in the sky now. The rocket's gone behind all the contrails. Oh, here comes the rumble. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Hopefully you can. If not, too bad. Sorry. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the rocket launch. Huh?
Did you get it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
That was pretty cool.
That's why I came up here. Like, I couldn't see shit in Lompoc, so I was like, let's go to the top of the mountain.
Yep, you can see everything from here.
Well,
I got two concrete trucks coming behind me. I just wanted to
just
get that.
two? Full size? And are they full load or no? I was going to say, last time I used to live up here, and last time they tried to get a few full load up here, 2 trucks broke down at the stairway to heaven. All right, drive safe. There's probably like 3 yards of concrete on each truck. They hold 10. I know that guy. Oh man, I love living up here, folks. And now that they've gone by, you could still hear the rumble of the rocket going down range. Kind of awesome. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us today on this long live stream. High above the ocean on West Camino Cielo. Over here, the screen left, the ocean is down there somewhere, hidden in all that fog. But the ocean is down there. So if you ever want to come up here and watch a rocket launch, you got one of 2 choices. You either take Highway 154 north and get off at West Camino Cielo and then just follow it until you feel like stopping. But if you go that way, make sure you have 4x4. Can you hear it? Can you guys hear the rumble? And that's after. You probably could hear the concrete truck still going up. But if you don't want to take the 154 West Camino Cielo route to get up here on top of the mountain to see what's going on, your only other option is Refugio Road. Get off on Refugio Road and head up the mountain. If you head toward the beach, you're lame and you're not paying attention. You got to head up to the top of the mountain. And then once you get to the peak, you just follow the road to the right. You get to the top and it feels like it wants to go right back down a dirt road. Do not go down that dirt road. Hang a right up the pea gravel road and just go all the way to the top of the mountain. And you got wide spots like this up and down the mountain. Okay, so that car that just drove by, I passed him on the way down. He had to take his daughter to the bus stop at the bottom of the mountain. Which sucks, because when I used to live up here, I worked with a person who she had two son and a daughter that were still in school. And I think her son at the time was like, he wasn't in high school yet. I forgot what grade he was in. He might have been in high school. I don't think so. I know the daughter wasn't. But they would drive down the backside of the mountain. They would drive the car. The kids would drive the car to the backside of the mountain and park and then walk the rest of the way to school. Because if they didn't do that, they would essentially have to go down by the state beach, wait for the school bus to come pick them up, and then the school bus headed back north on the 101, stopping at different turnouts, picking up kids along the way, and then go to Santa Ynez to drop the kids off for school. It's like a hour and 15-minute bus, or I don't know. They had to be down there early, though. I think it was like an hour bus ride for the kids to get to school every morning. I feel bad for them. But that's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining us, as usual. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Come up here and watch a rocket launch. Go to Florida, watch a rocket launch. Go to Texas, watch a rocket launch. Get out and see a rocket launch. They are awesome. Let's go. Let's check the chat one more time. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks, Eagle. Fucking dick. But until next time, see ya.